Alright, we are back. And I'm just going to say straight off the back, this is the start of my downfall. Because last week, I literally got only one wrong. So I'm guaranteed to at least do worse this week, or just match what I did. There's no way I'm getting all of them right. There has to be one flukish, glazy win that I just no one can see coming. Well, I can't see coming. But I've already peaked. I'm just I'm not even a full grown man yet, and I've peaked. A lot of these other YouTubers are going 5-6, 6-5. They're like getting 50-50 on their predictions. I got all of them, bar one. And I didn't see a single other predictor say that fella would lose. So I'm just gonna say I'm a prodigy. I just butchered that, but I'm not gonna brag too long. I am gonna brag, but I'm not gonna do it for too long. Probably for another 20 seconds or so. But there's a new king in town. There's a new upcoming king. You know what I mean? Rise short kings. Alright. Speaking of short kings, there's a lot of short kings on this card. Josh Emmett, nothing against you, you're short. I'm just making fun of you. And also, can't remember his name. I'll get to him. I remember his face. I remember faces. Alright. First up, before we get into anything, I've noticed something. My format is not the most, I like to show you the fighters, the stats. These are the predictors, show their face and just talk to the camera. This motherfucker stole my format. And I'm not going to say it's bad, because I stole off Lucas Tracy. But he fucking, the minute I come in and start doing this format, he suddenly changes his whole thing. Fuck this guy. Alright. That's me swearing done. Just had to get that out there. I'm watching you. I'm watching you, Guru. I'm watching you. Alright, we're getting to the predictions. That was 2 minutes of yapping. 2 minutes too much. I'm sorry for your TikTok brains. Do you have to stay here? If this could go... Oh my god, I hate this. I hate this fucking website so much. Oh my god, I'm not even clicking anything. Oh god, I hate this. UFC fix your website, man. Oh my god. Alright. First up, Vanessa Dimopoulos versus Talita Alencar. I was originally going to go with Vanessa Dimopoulos, but I had an epiphany. Every single instinct in my brain is just telling me not to pick Vanessa Dimopoulos. And I don't know why, because in my head I've watched both of them fight. I think Vanessa is good boxing, alright grappling. Talita, has good grappling as well, decent boxing. My head is telling me that I should pick Vanessa, but my heart and my instincts and my gut is saying pick Talita Alencar, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to pick Talita Alencar by either submission or decision. Submissions round 2 or 3. Alright, moving on. I'm not going to bore you too much with the women's fight. Victor Henry versus Pedro Falcao, I'll call him. Pedro Falcao. I would pick Victor Henry, but he's 37 in bantamweight. You know what I mean? 37 in heavyweight, that's passable because they make it up for strength. Just brute strength. And Derek Lewis is who I'm talking about. But 37 at bantamweight, ooh, it's kind of gross. There's only one exception for this, and that's Davy Grant. But we're not talking about him right now. I hope I didn't get his name wrong. I've only learned about him 2 months ago. I'm going to go with Pedro Falcao. I'll just call him Falco. I don't know if I'm butchering that or not. He's probably going to knock him out rounds 2 or 3 in my predictions. Let me just check again. I could be mixing him up. Yeah, he's going to knock him out, I think. I feel like at bantamweight especially, the chin gets very, very papery. This one is interesting. And I say interesting because, holy damn UFC fix your website. I say it's interesting because I feel like this is a future women's champion in Loma Bunmi. Don't ask me. I'm just gonna call her Loma. To my knowledge, she's the first UFC fighter from Thailand, which is shocking. I think ONE FC has that like whole Thailand, Asia lockdown, and there's very few MMA fighters from those regions coming over because ONE is just dominating and like paying more. All right, I'm gonna go with Look Bunmi. For this, I feel like she's gonna chin her in maybe 2 rounds. I'd say she doesn't have a lot of knockouts, but I feel like Estella is especially chinny, so I feel like this could be a good showing for her. So Loma Look Bunmi for 1-2 knockout rounds 1 and 2. All right, moving on. I'm trying to get this done quickly because I know you don't want to be here long. Rhys McKee versus Daniel Frunze. Now, I normally pick against Irish because just logic, and I've been called a racist against my old people. You know, I wouldn't go that far, but at first I was like, oh, I'm going to pick Daniel Frunze, but then I thought about it. I can really see Rhys McKee catching him with something, whether it's like a submission or KO. I can really see it in my head, him getting the better of Daniel Frunze. So I'm going to go with Rhys McKee. I feel like he's just the more well-rounded. He's taller, has more reach, I believe. I feel like he might chin him. And also, I think he's lying about his height. I don't think Daniel Frunze is 6'1". Alright, moving on. Dion Barboza versus Diane Belbita. Oh my god, I hate this website, man. Alright. I did some research into everyone's records. And I was first going to say, oh, it's a 50-50 fight, you know, thinking of like the height difference and all. I was like, oh, Diane Belbita has a lot of knockouts, like on her stats. But then I went and looked at her record. And I gotta say, it's like a boxing record, you know what I mean? Like, if there's ever a padded record, like, decision win over Maria Oliveira, 13-6, that's a good record to beat someone with, you know what I mean? That's decent. 5-1, still, that's pretty good, you know, for UFC standards. She lost to Molly McCann. I didn't cop that the first time. She lost to Molly McCann. She gets a finish here, but ooh. Oh, she gets a knockout here in 17 seconds. Ooh, I don't like that. What is that? 11-4 taking on a 0-0 opponent. 10-4 taking on a 0-0 opponent. And 3-0 and 3 fighters making their debut. And I don't even know what this is. Like, it's like decision, what? But it doesn't say you took a 0-0 fighter to round 3. I mean, that's impressive. A 3-1, that's not too bad. But 0-2, and you got a majority decision? That means one of the judges thought it was a draw. You took an 0-2 fighter to a decision. Let's see this other more padded record. 4-1. That's impressive. That's an impressive win. Not UFC level, but you know, we'll just keep going down. Maybe there's other impressive wins. Oh, a knockout. Oh, you see the point I'm making here? She's even fought an 0-4 opponent. The minute she fights someone with either an undefeated record, which actually she won here, but I don't know the skill level. 2-0, she lost badly, and then 4-3, she lost a split decision. But then she fights a 0-4 opponent and gets a knockout in round 1. I'm not saying that she's bad. I'm just saying this is a bit padded. You know what I mean? All right, back to the fight now, because I'm taking too long talking about this one. Barboza's gonna chin her. Probably 2 rounds. Chin her or submit her. She's gonna finish her in some way. So, I'd say the fight doesn't go the distance. Moving on. Davy Grant versus Daniel Santos. This is a 50-50 fight for me. But if I had to pick one, I'm gonna pick Daniel Santos. Because Davy Grant has looked really good in his last few fights, but he's 40. At bantamweight. You know what I mean? I think he's 40. He could be 39 or something. But 40 at bantamweight. I think every performance we're going to see of David Grant from now on, he's just not going to look better. He's going to get worse and worse. Because there's only for so long you can keep that explosiveness. So I'm going to go with Daniel Santos. Probably by submission, rounds 2 or 3. Alright, moving on. This one I'm conflicted about. My gut is telling me to pick against Ode Osborne, but I've seen footage of Luis. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say, I'm just gonna go with Luis. I can't pick Ode Osborne, you know? He took Ronaldo Rodriguez to a decision. Ugh. He chinned Ronaldo Rodriguez, so but... I'm gonna go with Luis. Like, I'm 50-50 on it, you know what I mean? But I'll never pick Ode Osborne again. But maybe he might lock in, who knows? Moving on. I watched this guy in the Contender Series multiple times. I was confused why he came back. I thought they accepted him. But, a middleweight, that's... Damn, you know what I mean? He's built, you know? 5'8" for a middleweight, he makes up for it in size. Jesus Christ. Now, Torres' strength, I think that's the name, yeah? Torres' strength is his grappling. I'm not really too sure on the striking, because it's, bear in mind, he's taking on Contender Series level fighters, you know what I mean? But I can really see Valentin chinning him if he survives the grappling exchanges. You know what I mean? And I don't know how Finney's gas tank looks, you know what I mean? Like, against a high-level opponent that would make him work, you know what I mean? I'm going to say we're going to see an upset in Robert Valentin, and then he's going to chin him in maybe the 2nd or 3rd round. Now, this is a risky pick. This is going to be I might be wrong pick of the night. But I'm just not sold on Torres Finney yet. But if he's a bodybuilder, he has a chance, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. I don't know what the odds are, they're probably 50-50. But I'm going to go with Robert Valentin. Now, if Torres, that just depends how good Robert Valentin's takedown defense is. If he gets taken down, from the first takedown, it's over. The fight's over, you know what I mean? He's not getting up. But if he manages to ward off Torres' initial onslaught, he could chin him, I'd say. Hit him right in the temple. Alright, moving on. I'm a bit confused. I do not know why Gerald Meerschaert is an underdog here. He just took Reiner de Ritter 3 rounds, and bear in mind, he got finished. But that was against a former 1 double champ that used to fight at heavyweight. Now, it's 225, but I'm counting it as heavyweight because that would be heavyweight in the UFC. That's a guy that fought at 225, became a champion there, fought at 205, became a champion there, and then fought at 185. He's now fighting at 185. You know what I'm saying? I can really see Gerald Meerschaert. First round probably gets his ass whooped, but 2nd and 3rd, they call him GM3 for a reason. So I'm going to go with Gerald Meerschaert, submissions round 2 or 3. Moving on. Kennedy Nzechukwu, I hope I said that right, versus Martin Buday. Normally, if it was any other heavyweight, I would say Kennedy Nzechukwu. I'm sorry, pronunciations, I'm terrible. I'm sorry, forgive me. But something in my head is telling me pick Martin Buday. I can really see him. Does he have any submissions? Am I thinking right? I can really see him taking him down. You know what I mean? I can really see Martin Buday really. Depends how good Kennedy's takedown defense. I'm not going to bother pronouncing the second name anymore. I'm going to go with. I actually have I thought I'd made up my mind before I started recording, but I'm having doubts now. I'm going to go with Kennedy. Because I feel like Kennedy has enough power in his hands. I feel like Kennedy probably catch him within the first 2 minutes. And then he won't even have enough time to grapple. Alright, I'm going to go with Kennedy. Round 1 knockout. But if it goes past round 1, I start to think Martin Buday would win. Cortavius Romanus versus Chang Ho Lee. I was going to pick Cortavius Romanus purely because of his performance. Like, I just seen clips of him online. I was like, oh, he looks good. But then I checked their record. And it's similar to the Diana Belbita situation. Where it's a very padded record. And if you have 3 losses on a padded record against like 0-4 opponents, that's disgusting. That's a boxing record, you know what I mean? And you're still losing. I'm gonna go with Chang Ho Lee, probably knockout rounds 2 or 3. I would normally go round 1, but I can, like, with bantamweight, there's not much pop in their shots, you know what I mean? So I'm gonna go Chang Ho Lee, probably ground and pound, I'd say. Chin him and then ground and pound to finish him off. Alright. Watch that age horribly. Pat Sabatini versus Johanderson Brito. I'm going to go with Johanderson Brito in this one because I just don't trust Pat Sabatini to win another fight in his life. I like the jiu-jitsu of Pat Sabatini, but that's about it. You know what I mean? The minute he fights someone with striking that has takedown defense, he kind of just, But there has been cases where he gets knocked down and locked in like a heel hook. You know what I mean? But I have faith in Johanderson Brito to stop that. So I'm going to go with Johanderson Brito, probably by knockout. Probably rounds 1 or 2, I'd say. I can see him catching him winning the 30s. Within the first minute, I can actually see him chinning Pat Sabatini. Now, whether Pat Sabatini's out cold or like groggy and tries to go for a leg or something, get a leg hook. Yeah. I see him knocking him out in the first 2 minutes. Alright, moving on. Oh, we're at the main event already. I'm getting quicker. Alright. Josh Emmett versus Lerone Murphy. I think... I had my mind made up on this earlier, but now I'm having doubts. Because the thing is, Lerone nearly got chinned his last fight by a dude who was coming off a loss, but bear in mind that loss was to Diego Lopez. I can really see Josh Emmett chinning him. You know? I'd normally go Lerone Murphy, but something in my head, even though he's 40 years old, I feel like he's aging pretty well. You know what I mean? I can really see Josh Emmett chinning him in rounds 2 or 3. Yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Emmett KO, rounds 2 or 3. Now, I know it's like 5 rounds, but I don't see it going 5 rounds. If it goes 5 rounds, then maybe Lerone might have a chance. But I can really see Josh Emmett chinning him. Because, Lerone got nearly knocked out in his last fight by a lesser puncher. Now, bear in mind, that puncher was setting up his shots well. But I feel like Josh Emmett has enough power just to wing it and just run it. And I don't see Lerone Murphy finishing Josh Emmett, except maybe with a submission, but I don't know how good his submission game is. I haven't really checked up much. But, yeah, I'm going to go with Josh Emmett. I think Josh Emmett's going to chin him rounds 2 or 3. Alright, those have been my predictions. Let me know. I'm trying to get these as quick as possible because there's some fellas out there yapping for 30 minutes. I'm at least below 20 minutes at average, you know what I mean? So let me know what you think. Hopefully I break even, and by break even I mean get more wrong than right. That's a good night for me if I get more wrong than right. I just had brain fart. Did I say? Hopefully I get more right than wrong. You know what I mean? Because if I get more wrong than right, then it's a bad night. But if I get 6 of these fights, good, then I'll be happy. I'm not going to get me hopes up too high after last week. Now, if I get all of them again, next week I'm going to start having a god complex. But we're going to just leave that be. I don't really think... I'm not really doubting myself on much of these fights. The only ones I'm doubting on myself on 2. And that's the Josh Emmett and the Martin Buday one. But I do think... I think that's a educated pick. I can see Josh Emmett chinning him. Let me check the odds. Oh my god, UFC, our website is terrible. You know what I mean? Not saying anything, but it's good odds. I like those odds. And people are saying the height difference, but the reach, similar. For the height difference, similar reach. Alright. Let me know what you think. I got over 20 minutes. Okay, I'm going to end as quick as possible. Like and subscribe. Please let me know if I'm full of shit or full of hope. That was very zesty sounding. Yeah, that's it. There's nothing really else to say. See ya.